All right, everyone, buckle up, because we are diving headfirst into this election mayhem.
Yeah.
We're talking about the good, the bad, and the just plain ugly anxieties
Mm.
around this year's vote.
Yeah.
I mean, does anyone else feel like they've seen this all before?
Right.
The same campaign promises, the same mudslinging. It's like we're stuck in some kind of political time warp. But hey,
Yeah.
that's why we're here, Joanna,
Hello.
to unpack it all. And we've got this treasure trove of raw, unfiltered thoughts in this notebook, U.S. Election 2024.txt. It's like peeking into the collective brain of the American voter.
It really does feel that way, doesn't it? And one theme that just jumps out from the source is this overwhelming sense of election fatigue.
Tell me about it. Election fatigue. Like, we all just want to hit the snooze button on the whole thing.
It's interesting because, this isn't exactly a new phenomenon. Think back to the 96 election. Voter turnout hit a record low. A lot of people were just over it, disillusioned with the system. And there's this kind of a snowball effect, right? This cynicism becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. People feel like their vote doesn't matter, so they don't bother. And it just, perpetuates the cycle.
Wow. 1996. So we're talking like a whole generation that's grown up with this kind of jaded outlook on politics. And honestly, who can blame them? I mean, the source also talks about how much the election now feels like, well, a reality show.
It's true.
Right, you've got your social media wars, surprise endorsements, these wild plot twists that no one sees coming.
It's all about the drama, isn't it? And we have to remember that a lot of this it's strategic.
Yeah.
Media outlets, especially online platforms, they thrive on this kind of engagement. A fiery tweet about a candidate's latest gaffe is going to grab more eyeballs than a deep dive on policy, right?
Right. It's all about the clicks. But in our seriousness, it does make you wonder, are we, the voters, getting so caught up in the drama that we're missing the bigger picture?
Uh-huh.
The actual issues that are affecting our lives. It's like we're so busy watching the political reality show that we forget there's a whole world out there beyond the screen.
Exactly. And this actually leads us to another really concerning point that comes up in the source. Misinformation. Have you heard about these deepfakes going around?
Deepfakes, yeah.
These videos manipulated to make it look like someone is saying or doing something they never actually did. You combine that with AI-generated text, and it becomes incredibly difficult to discern fact from fiction, especially in the heat of an election.
It's scary, right? It's like playing spot the difference, but with reality itself. So how do we even begin to navigate this misinformation maze?
Well, first and foremost, don't just take headlines at face value. You got to dig a little deeper. There are some great fact-checking websites out there like Snopes or PolitiFact. They can help you verify the information. Always consider the source too, right?
Yeah.
Is it known for having a particular bias or maybe sensationalizing stories? Also, and this is really important, be aware that strong emotions can really cloud your judgment. If something gets you fired up, take a step back, take a breath, double check before you hit that share button.
Those are great tips. So we've talked about election fatigue, the reality show aspect of it all, the danger of misinformation, and then there's the actual process of voting itself, which honestly can feel like its own separate battle sometimes.
Oh, absolutely. It can be a maze out there.
The source mentions mail-in ballots, electronic voting machines. It's like choose your own adventure just to cast your vote.
It's true. There's no one-size-fits-all system in the U.S., which can definitely create confusion. I mean, some states are going high-tech with things like blockchain technology for their electronic voting.
Voting?
Yeah, for security and transparency. But then you have other states dealing with outdated systems that are potentially vulnerable to hacking. It's a mixed bag for sure.
It sounds like I need to do my research before I even step foot in the voting booth.
Oh.
It's a lot to digest.
Yes.
Election fatigue, reality show theatrics, misinformation, voting system complexities. It's easy to feel overwhelmed.
Definitely. But here's the thing to remember. Your vote is your voice.
It is.
Don't let cynicism or this crazy spectacle silence you. Research the candidates, understand what they stand for, and then make your voice heard.
Exactly. At the end of the day, this isn't about picking a winner on a reality show.
Right.
It's about shaping the future we want to see for ourselves, for our communities. So let's do this, right?
Let's do it.
Let's make our voices heard. That's it for our deep dive today. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget to stay curious, stay informed, and most importantly, get out there and vote. We'll see you next time for another deep dive.
See you then.
Bye, everyone.